Get her done, Bob.
See, and you guys
We're
say
live,
you're not.
guys.
Oh, we are live.
Yeah, we're live.
Surprise!
I hope you heard what Skipper was saying. Not for you, Skipper. Nice try. I'm not wasting my
The
pills.
funny thing is, it was Bob that was saying it. Skipper was quiet.
Thank you.
Oh, I see it.
Thank you.
We have Justin is not here, so I've messaged him to see if he's coming. It may be a time issue, confusion. I have no idea. But anyway, we're going to go ahead. And Susie, no, I'm teasing. Started to say she's going to say hello, but in the frame of mind she is, I better say the hellos. Hey, Maria. Hey, Canastillo. Hey, Eduardo.
Hello.
Hey, Scott. Hey, Monica. Hey, Laura. Hey, Paul. Hey, Jason, Degenerate. And there's Monica and Maria again. All right. So that was quick. I'm late. I'm seeing everybody but Justin. Yeah, I just explained that, Stephen.
Should have been here.
Should have been here 1 minute ago. We just started. I've messaged him to see if he's coming. It may be a time confusion thing. I don't know, but I just counted and I said 5 times in our chat, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
5 p.m.
8 p.m. I've had a stroke and I say numbers wrong and write them wrong and all that. So,
Oh, God.
really, Susan,
Are you sure you didn't do that with him?
Uh-oh.
I said I just looked at it. I'm
Okay.
sure. I'm sure. Pam, what's going on with you? Sitting there trying to see.
He's being sketchy.
She's being, oh, God, look at that. I turned into that little guy in Beetlejuice. Look at that. How cool is that? Susie, we can be the Beetlejuice people.
The headhunters got you.
He's a shrunken
I guess.
dude.
I'm glad they finally got me. It's such a relief. I'm telling you.
Yeah, because his head was
I'm the opposite.
awfully big.
Look at Ed. Look at Ed. Pam canceled on us last night. That's what I was going to say.
I did.
Let's
Because
talk
I figured
about.
you guys were out all day and would appreciate it.
She was trying to be nice.
I was trying to be nice, yeah, because I figured you
The
guys
hell
were
she
all
was.
out
day
and
long.
busy all day, and you would probably appreciate not having to get back.
Pam
and
doesn't
hurry
have
up and join
a
us
nail clipping, a little toenail clipping that's got nice in it.
We
Try
spent
that
the whole
again.
day practicing on jokes that we were going to say on.
Yes, we did. We said we did say we're going to talk about this tonight.
Bob kept
So
going morbid though.
I was morbid all day. I got like
What?
a morbid thing. We were going to talk about this place that we went that had like a 5-star rating, but we didn't get out. Remember that, Ed?
Okay, yeah. So there was.
Reef.
Well, we're trying to find pet stores in the Nashville area, and Bob really wants to see some with some reptiles and stuff. So, but we went to one. It was called the City Pet Store, and then after that, we were looking. Okay, let's see what else there is other than Aquatic Critter in Nashville, and so we went to one that was called Reefs, was it? And
Reefs, something rocks or something.
well, I thought Rough was in the name too. Well, nevertheless,
Maybe it was Reef Rough Rocks.
we go and we drove forever to get there. It was in a neighborhood and it was somebody's house, and turns out they're a fish tank cleaning business.
Oh.
But who puts their house address?
I think Google does.
Wait, was this Atlanta?
It was Murfreesboro.
No.
Yeah, because I was trying to
okay, yeah.
my business. And
I've been to that same. I've driven right by that same house. Me and Tammy did that.
Well, it doesn't say on Google that they're a service. It says they're a shop when you go for pet stores.
Oh,
It
yeah,
was
we
5-star
called them and
review.
everything just to make sure we weren't in the wrong place. That's happened.
Well, they don't have fish for sale or anything like that. It's just a cleaning service.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they had 5 reviews, and Ed went back and read them after we left. And it was like they could have a true heart for the hobby and the care, and everyone was 5. So it was their family and the people that lived there. But guys, it was like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So I couldn't get it out of my mind that they were chopping people up. They had a chop shop down there. It was, wasn't it, Ed? It was freaky.
Yeah, but they're going to get a bad review. I just haven't given it yet.
Okay, good. Me too.
Yeah, so
Me
we're
too.
gonna ruin that 5-star review and say,
Well, before you do that, they may be a good service company, and their
Well, they
reviews
need
may
to put
be
in their name
legitimate,
that they're a cleaning
but
service.
they may just be
Hey, Glitch.
confused in how to set up Google.
That's what I'm thinking.
And before you crucify them, send them an email, do something, call them, and give them a chance to fix it.
well, and
No.
I'll say that if you need a cleaner, go to these guys. But they sure did waste my time.
There you go.
Oh my God!
Okay, that's a
It
good
was so hard to find them. It was
Yeah.
so hard to find them
Bob,
too.
Well, you do that with a porn star.
Just spinning us in circles. It couldn't figure out where we were. So it's
My-
for
my-
30 minutes.
My phone stopped talking oddly for some reason, and then she was giving us like 2 different routes at the same time. I think she was confused.
I think Bob was reading the gray route and the blue route. And I kept
She
saying,
was posting the blue and the gray.
route, Bob.
I'm driving, guys. I'm driving, and Ed's wanting me to look at a map, and I'm like, she's not talking, and all I can do is look at what she posts up there. So
It was
You know,
Hey, Patrick.
Ed, the driver, is the navigator. Or, excuse me, the passenger
oh no,
is the
and
navigator.
guess what?
The driver
Ed
drives.
can see a little better than I thought he could, because on the other side of my big Sierra, he's telling me, no, it's still on the blue, and my phone's up over my left forehead up here.
Well,
Keep it up in the corner there.
I can see 5 feet away, no problem. It's this close-up stuff.
Oh no!
Both my phones, neither the one that's hooked up to GPS doesn't have location.
Hey, John
on it,
Oliver.
So I need to fix it.
Yeah,
So why do you
yeah.
have,
So Ed had a bum phone.
why do you have 2 phones, Ed?
I bought the new phone and I started transferring it all over to from the old phone, but then the chip didn't fit. And so this one doesn't have the chip, but it got all my passwords and turned off everything over here. So like YouTube is on this, Facebook is on this, my location, but it only works if I'm in Wi-Fi.
Oh.
So I got to go to the store and get them interlocked a little better.
Yeah. Tell him
That's what he was saying. That's what he was saying. I'm going to tell him when we went to Atlanta 2 or 3 weeks ago. Same scenario. So I was the navigator. But we found the Repticon. Was it Repticon we
Yep.
went to? Yeah.
Were you impressed with Repticon?
Yeah. That's back 2 we've been to, isn't it, Ed? Like my 3rd or 4th one already. Yeah. Oh, here's somebody. Let me see if this is our guest.
But they can't have milk
Okay.
snakes in the state
No, it's a
of
private
Georgia.
chat.
Milk snakes?
Yeah,
Really?
weird.
Is that their natural habitat?
I guess.
Susie, who are you talking to? Me? Or
he was talking to Rob about the link.
Oh yeah, Rob.
no? Okay.
In the chat.
Gotcha.
Well,
Yeah.
I actually bought some
Um,
fish yesterday
And
also.
yes,
Uh,
it'll take a minute.
does any of you guys ever shop at your local Petco's?
I told him that we got fish at Petco yesterday.
Yes.
I just did it today.
Well, did you guys see any platies called Green Lantern platies?
No, I did not see those today.
I have never seen these cute little fish in my life, so I bought them.
Oh, good for you.
And they're swimming around now. They were hiding, but I can see them. But last night when we got home, they were almost white. They were so cold.
Yeah.
Are
Mine
they in
too.
a tank with any other live bears?
No, they're just in a 20 long by themselves.
I'd love to see them when they get colored up.
Oh, I have seen those before. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Have
They're
you?
really neat.
Yeah.
And then I
Yeah.
made sure Bob got a trio, so he has 2 girls and a boy.
Yeah, Ed picked me out a trio while I was looking at for something else, snakes or something.
I just took.
Are you getting
Ed.
a snake, Bob?
Huh?
Are you thinking about getting another snake?
Always. I only have 5, Susie.
I'm so jealous.
Only 5.
My granddaughter
You know-
says I'm jelly.
I'm looking at dwarf pythons right now.
Susie, if you move here,
Mhm.
you could visit Bob's snakes all the time, and he would share them
All
with
the time. Right?
you. Mm-hmm.
As long as you don't check my pockets when I leave.
And I've got a great hill when it snows, which it never will, but you could come down the sled. You and John Bagger could sled down the hill.
Oh,
But Rob, have you ever heard of? Oh, he might be busy.
I
I'm
told him
listening.
that.
Oh, Bob or Rob, have you ever heard of Black or Green Lantern Platies?
Green Lantern Platies.
I gotta look it up.
No, I think I may have heard them one time, like a request, but I've never seen them.
I showed them at Not Out of the Bag Yet when I did a Here's My Haul yesterday, last night, but they were white still.
Bob, do you
And
feel
now
like
they're
sharing,
hiding.
Do you feel like sharing a
Huh?
screen?
Oh wow! I think I have seen that. It's like almost iridescent, right? Do they have like
Yeah,
a
they
little
are.
pink, orange noses?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
those.
Oh yes.
Oh, wrong button.
I've never
Yeah.
seen them at a Petco, but I have seen them
It's
at
not
a
them.
store.
Ours are
It's
cuter
not
than these.
them. There,
Ours
that's
have,
closer.
Ours like have a
That's close.
yeah.
I would love to try to breed those. Those look beautiful.
They're not peppered like that. They're black and then they're green, but not.
Well, maybe it's the one he showed before that.
Yeah, like that one.
They got more green on them. They're more
They do.
iridescent. Yeah, they're somewhere in between the two you're showing. So we may have got some. No,
We
they're
may
not
have got the
peppered.
top
I
of
think.
the end ones or something.
We may have got the creme de la creme in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they always have like they never look the same.
It kind of looks like that, but without
Yeah.
the skin there. Looks
Well,
like it's black. Like
These are
marmalade.
pretty much all the same that that were in that group. You know. I wish I could see. There's one of them over there. Oh.
I could try to get
It's
down and
doing-
take a picture of them. Unfortunately,
It's
they're in my
doing like a shimmy.
farthest away tank on the floor almost. Like
I ended up picking up fish today myself.
Oh, nice. What kind?
I went for
What'd you
crickets. I went for crickets, and every time I go there,
right there.
I always look at the
See
fish.
'em?
and go,
See, they're in that tank right
Let's
there,
see.
swimming at the far end.
no, we can't see that.
I'm
Well,
trying
that's where they're
to.
at. Oh, he made it bigger for everybody to see. See? Ah, right there.
Still can't
Oh, I can see them perfectly.
Yeah,
see.
they're so beautiful.
Ed, do you not have a mobile? You can't get up.
I could go and take a picture of it.
Well,
But don't
Yeah.
forget your
Not
ears are plugged in.
I'm just going to unplug.
Okay.
now we
And
can
then go
talk
back to
about it.
everybody, and then I'll do this.
Okay. Skipper, what
Now
kind
we
of
can
fish
talk
did you
about
get today?
So
Go back to everybody.
no, oh, they have them at that fish. Okay. Right. So, anyways, I was there for crickets, and it's me and the kids because the wife went to Disneyland with her friends. I said, "Go ahead, you go to California, have fun. I'm not." But anyways, that's another subject. So I was there, and I was just looking at the fish. Well, they had Congo tetras there, so I ended up getting 3 of them. My
Oh,
daughter wanted them for her fish tank, and I got my son another swordtail. I know I'm going to chop his name up. It's called Koku. Does that sound right?
Kahaku.
Yeah, whatever.
Kahaku,
okay.
I
Yeah,
think.
Kahaku. I
Rob
think.
knows, I bet.
And the
Yeah.
Congo Tetra, is that the one that's like a rainbowy shimmer?
They
Yeah.
have red and black on them. I mean, red and blue. Sometimes they're listed as red and blue.
I
tetras.
have red and blue ones. Is that the same way you look?
Yeah, the Kahakus are very similar to a Santa Claus. The names are very close, kind of a red and white. Sometimes a red and blue. At least what I've seen coming from the industry.
No, this is what I thought. Is this what you got?
Here's Justin, but he's saying on. Oh, hold on, he's
Yes,
talking to me on
yes.
what you call it.
These
I'll
are
be
some
back.
of my favorite, especially the males with the back fin tail. That's like all, and it looks like
Well,
it's outlined in white. They're spectacular when they color up.
these ones seem to be younger because the colors ain't there yet.
Yeah,
But they have the white. I call it a white highlight on their face.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like they were
I had
lifting white out.
I had some of those when I had a big discus tank, and they make really good
Oh,
companions for discus.
that sounds like a nice tank, man.
Yeah, it was a big a
What
75
the
gallon
hell?
planted discus tank, and I had Congo tetras in with them, and
Oh,
they get along really well, and they look nice together.
Cool.
Okay, here's Justin. There's Justin.
he's just in time.
He's in. Yeah,
You
Chuck
are just in
late.
time.
Hi, how's
Hey,
it going?
Justin, welcome.
Hello, bud.
Hey,
Thank you. Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you doing? Can I bring you up big so we can see you?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
All right. Come on, crazy.
Push your buttons, Bob.
Here we go.
There we go.
I know. Well, they were down at the bottom. I couldn't see them. How are you doing? Great. You said.
Yeah, good things in you guys. How's everyone?
Doing great. We're doing
Awesome.
great.
Good.
People were clamoring for you. They were flipping tables and all kinds of stuff in the chat. Yeah, for real. We're here, but we're all here except Ed's up taking pictures of some new fish he got to show us. We were just kind of doing our thing. So there he is back. All right. Well, do you mind telling us a little bit about yourself? I went out and read what I could find, but I thought, I'll just let him tell us about himself. Introduce yourself and whatever you want us to know.
Well, my name's Justin, and I'm the host on Justin's Fish Room. The main fish that I breed and keep and show on my YouTube channel are obviously the rams. Seems to be the fish that I'm kind of known for. Yeah, there's actually can't really think of anything else. My hobbies are like music, painting, fish keeping and breeding, and all sorts of things. So yeah, I'm not a very interesting person. So
You just
I'd
said
say
some
that's
very
pretty.
interesting hobbies.
Yeah.
sorry.
You have some very interesting hobbies. I think it's very interesting.
Yeah, I'd say the fish keeping is probably the most interesting. Yeah.
You said you do painting. What kind of painting?
I do a lot of like nature, so landscapes, and I recently did a series on like nocturnal frogs. So I gave one of them to my girlfriend, and the other ones I sold.
Nice.
But yeah, it's basically just all nature themed. I tried doing portraits for a while, but I think I have to practice drawing portraits first and then start painting them. But yeah, I'll get there one day.
We've got an artist on our panel, and in fact, I'm going to bring you back down. And I kind of rude here. I got ahead of the panel, introducing the panel as well. So,
Perfect, yeah.
you know me, of course. I'm Bob, and right beside me is Pam, and that's Punchy Paints. And I don't know if you're familiar with her art, but you might want to check out her channel. She's an incredible self-taught artist. So.
Oh, awesome! Yeah,
And she does portraits, lots of wildlife, and we all vie
Yeah,
for.
lots of wildlife.
But I've never seen her do
yeah.
any frogs, so I don't think she likes amphibians.
I've done a couple drawings, little drawings of frogs, but I have not done a painting or anything of a frog yet.
Yeah, I'm quite interested in doing, like, you know how when you go to a rock pool on the coast, there's all those little critters and things that you can see, and some of them are quite cool. I'm interested in doing a series with like mud skippers, but like programmatic, so like two male mud skippers flaring at each other, or like having candy cane shrimp or something in a rock pool. I really want to do that as my next project. I like doing things in series, not just like one painting and then leave it. So yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, we all fight for her art, literally. She has auctions occasionally when she favors us, but she does a lot of giveaways too. She does the little, what do they call them?
ACL cards.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
I'll definitely have to have a look. Yeah. Got me excited.
And Rob to her up in the corner there. Thank you, Ed. Thank you, Skipper. He is a longtime fish keeper, but he also owns one of our local fish stores. So we have his perspective as a hobbyist and other things, but also as one of our awesome, there he is, Aquatic Aesthetics. Ed's advertising for him there. And we have another local fish store member on our panel, but he's in Atlanta. He's not with us tonight. So, and then below Rob is Skipper, and he is up in PA. I should say Rob is local. Pam's in Laramie, Wyoming. And you don't care about geography. You're in Australia. So.
Skipper's just on here because he's mean and Bob's scared of him, so he lets him get on.
He's the hitman.
That's it.
From where Justin lives, we're all local.
All local, yeah. I'm the foreigner here, yeah.
You are really. But we have our Tennessee Fish Mafia names up, so that's what that foolishness is there. So he's the hitman.
Except for
yeah, it doesn't have his up.
I messed up.
And Rob says fish slinger. That's why I like gunslinger. And there's you on the bottom. And then Ed's in the red in the middle, and he doesn't have his, but he's Megalodon, play on the Don, like a Don in the Mafia. And Susie Q there is also up in PA, but she doesn't associate with Skipper. So we let her on. And she's Susie Softail because she does the motorcycles. So
sure it is.
Softail motorcycles. So that's who we are.
Well, nice to meet you all. Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice
sorry about that. We don't do normally like a regimented, I mean, we do an interview, but we don't like have 1, 2, 3, number 4 question. So we just kind of wing it. And people here they're all hobbyists and they have questions. So I'll start if that's okay and just ask you, how long have you been keeping fish? I'm sure you've been asked that many times.
Well, actually, I've been keeping fish pretty much since I was a toddler, but some goldfish and some guppies and things. My dad kind of got me into the gateway fish, and I've been hooked ever since. So there's been periods of time where I've gotten out of the hobby for various reasons and then come back to it. Like, you guys know how it is. Like, you just get busy with something, but then you always return to it, and that's the main thing. So probably best part of 20 years, yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. So you're very expensive. Experienced. Spit it out, Bob. We were just talking about something. That's why Skipper's laughing. So pay him no money. Anybody else have a question? I'm sure we do. And let's watch the chat too. Can you see the chat where you're at, Justin?
Do I have to exit full screen to see it?
Somebody nicknamed you, Justin, Thunder from Down Under.
That's your Tennessee Fish Mafia.
You are Thunder from Down Under now.
Okay. Well, yeah, and Matt says Bob's already bidding.
Yeah. I have a question. What? Because I just found out about you today. To be quite honest with you, and I apologize, but what kind of fish do you keep now?
So I've mainly got rams. So I've got Australia's first black night ram, and been quite active in getting secure genetics for those, using my genetics background from uni. And at the moment, I've got my mom's discus that I'm helping her pair off, and then eventually we'll breed those as well. So there's some red cover blue rims in there in the tank behind me. I also I'm starting to get into the rarer L number plecos. They seem to be something that's completely different and just a whole another kettle of fish that I just enjoy keeping and breeding. So it's a bit of a thrill, the plecos. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, just a few dither fish and that sort of stuff. So
I saw a video setting up your mother's discus tank.
Yeah.
It was really good. I watched it, yeah.
I just saw that you have budgies.
Yeah, I used to, when I was talking about periods of time where I got out of fish, one thing that I actually got into while I was out of fish were like a bunch of conservation programs for grass finches. I don't know if you guys know what finches are, tiny little birds.
Oh yeah.
And so I joined the Queensland Finch Society at one of our shows, like our country shows that we have once a year prior to COVID. And I met my mentor there, and he basically set me up with some birds. And I spent the next 3 months building like a 7 meter by 5 meter by 2 meter aviary that had like a creek and everything. And so
Nice.
I did a whole heap of stuff with finches, and I even wrote a scientific paper. So I did a bunch of research with calcium in finches and the role of calcium and UV sunlight in production of eggs. And so that was quite a good experience. And then I got into budgies after that because they're a lot less maintenance, and I was kind of fizzling out of the finches and getting more into the fish again. And yeah, so I got into budgies and started playing with genetics. There's all sorts of different types of budgies. There's the English budgies, which are these big show ones, and then there's the little tiny ones. So I was just playing with the genetics and yeah, really enjoying myself for quite a while. But yeah,
And
We
you were
get-
training them, but did you also like train them to step up and?
yeah. So my girlfriend is actually quite amazing with raising birds, and so whenever we had a mother hen, like that's what you call a female budgie, if you guys didn't know, they would abandon their babies, and my girlfriend would be quick and snap them up and just hand raise them, and she did such a good job. And there were some really amazing personalities in budgies. I think they're very underrated birds. But yeah, and then we eventually got out of it. I got more into fish, and fish kind of took over. So
It does that.
So cool.
I have a quick question. In Australia, are there any restrictions to keeping native species that are home to you?
yeah, see, Australia's really good with keeping everything, all the restrictions nice and tight, and making sure that people don't get away with anything, which is great. So a lot of native species, mostly reptiles and birds, they have really tight restrictions, and you need certain licensing permits to keep them. With fish, we have a lot of native fish that you don't have to get a license for. I think most licenses in Australia for native fish are for actually collecting them. But yeah, it's pretty stringent what they do when it comes to regulating. But other than that, most species are, part of the game, and you can keep them, breed them, whatever you want to do with them. So yeah.
So cool.
Well, the root of my question is mainly because of the two mascots I have. Some fish stores keep puffers. Well, I got two yabbies. These, and for you guys that don't know, yabbies are in Australia are crawdads or crayfish. The Australian red claw. I have two of those, a mated pair. Well, I can't say mated yet, but she's accepted them.
Yeah.
I'm curious, with crustaceans, are there any restrictions on keeping those there?
Yeah, so, well, I don't know for sure, but I would hazard a guess and say definitely there would be. I know in terms of like marins, crayfish, that sort of thing, just probably half an hour's drive west from where I live, there's a type of crayfish called the spiny clawed crayfish, I believe, or hairy clawed crayfish, and it's only found in this one reserve. And it's open to the public, so people can go there all the time. And I would say there's definitely regulations as to.
Oh yeah,
There'll just be a complete restriction on keeping those.
Yeah,
So
that's going to be yeah. I could understand that as being definitely an endangered species, just coming from one location.
yeah,
Um, Whereas what I do know about the Australian red claw is it is cultivated worldwide as a staple food source, and I was just curious if that is done in Australia or harvested that way.
yeah. To be honest, I'm not sure. I couldn't say anything that's probably close to accurate.
Okay,
Yeah, sorry.
all right.
But yeah.
Mike, just to answer you real quickly, he said he wants English budgies again, but can't find any. PetSmart, not all of them, because the one we were at yesterday didn't have it that way. But I think the one across from Rob, Aquatic Aesthetics, I saw him recently in a PetSmart. That's where I got my latest snake at PetSmart. They have budgies and parakeets, and you can see the size difference in them. The price is the same on them. So maybe check at a PetSmart if you have one around.
Yeah, I know budgie showing and parakeet breeding is very big in the US, from what I've heard. So I'm sure there's heaps around. You just got to find the right place.
They sell them at the big box stores too, like crazy, as well as finches. We have local, we have local finches, but also they sell the zebra finches and several other species at those same stores. So
Yeah.
I'm checking my supplier right now because I can buy birds, but I've never really looked at their list.
Well, I've got a question. I was going to ask about collecting local fish also. Is there
budgies.
any local fish that you can recommend us to look at, like on the internet, that we wish we could have?
Ooh. See, I don't. There's a lot of rainbow fish that I could probably recommend. But a lot of them have very long scientific names, and I haven't remembered them off by heart. But if you have a look at a rainbow fish from Bribey Island, so if you just write down Bribey Island or jot it down somewhere, and have a look at rainbow fish from Bribey Island, there's this bright orange, pretty small rainbow fish, relatively small, that is just mind-blowing. And there's a lot of like amazing different types of rainbows all over the place. Depending on which tributary they come from, they vary in colors. But yeah, there's a lot of.
Is that the name, Adele, of the fish she's talking about? No, barramundi. No. I don't know what they're talking about. Sorry.
Those are some other native fish like that are endemic to southeast Queensland and that sort of area. So yeah. Those are big fish, though. I probably wouldn't keep them with my rams. I'd probably have them for dinner.
She's a native Australian. Adele is Collaboration of Curiosities. She's a half an hour from Bribey.
Oh, cool. That's awesome. Nice. I'm jealous.
I saved it on my phone, so I'll check it out afterwards. That's very cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
No, I definitely recommend that. Yeah. And what about you guys? Do you have any native species around where you guys live that are quite interesting?
Well, here in Tennessee, we have very kind of similar restrictions to you. We can't keep any native species here.
Okay. Wow.
It's really unfortunate. And there's such that involves even the smallest fish. It's just a shame. We used to be able to loophole it and call them bait fish, and we could net them.
Yeah.
Well, then they changed the rule that you could not leave that water stream or that water system with that bait fish.
Okay. Yeah.
Now, keeping fish that you can catch legally on a hook, there is nothing that says that your fish tank is not a live well that would be in a boat, and that you're just extending this fish out for a later date. But we can never return it to the water system at that point.
Yeah.
I know here we have diamondback terrapin turtles. Beautiful turtle. Absolutely beautiful.
I've actually seen them. You guys have some really beautiful freshwater turtles there.
Oh,
The
now
Mississippi map turtle or something.
Yeah, the map turtle and the eastern painted turtle.
Yeah, they're so beautiful. Yeah,
Yellow spotted turtle.
Yep.
so many different types. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the spotted turtle in Pennsylvania. I'm not allowed to even be in possession of one.
Even
Yeah.
if you buy it off of somebody from another state, you're not allowed to have it.
Yeah, you can't even have it in possession.
Yeah, that's the same here. I think the way that they do it is you need a license, and then there's also restrictions on breeding because I guess someone could keep 2 adults, go catch a heap of babies, and say like they're bred, but there's even restrictions so people can't get around that either. I'm pretty sure, but yeah, same in Australia. It's very strict on reptiles, especially. I think they're the most.
Well, you got the coolest reptiles in the world, so you know.
yeah,
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
and the most dangerous.
So if you
And-
went out back and saw a blue-tongued skink, what would be the species? Would it be a northern? Would it be an eastern?
Probably Eastern, yeah. Yeah. We actually get quite a few of them where I live. We used to get them breeding. So a female would go underneath our deck, and she would leave, and then shortly after she left, all these babies would come out.
Oh
'Cause
my God! How would oh
they give birth to live young, as you guys probably know, and they're actually quite big. Like I was surprised when they all came out. You know how she fits all these babies into her stomach, and there's heaps of them. So
how cool is that? Oh my gosh! Oh
yeah,
my-
You know there is one species I have to mention, a fish species we have here in Tennessee that we cannot keep.
yeah.
98% of this species exists in the state of Tennessee. So we're ruled out for all but 2%, and they are probably the most beautiful fish in this whole continent of North America. And that is the darter species.
Oh yes! Oh my God!
They are hard to keep. They are a cold water fish. But wow, what a fish.
Do you mind if I wrote that down quickly?
I wanted to do darters, and
Yeah,
I
you
just
gotta look at the pictures of them. They're
Yeah, darters are awesome, but our shiners are awesome too.
oh
We
yeah,
have some really the shiners it looks like a little minnow, but their colors are crazy. Like Bob, if you pop us all up, I can show off just one that I picked. This is just a rainbow shark. But I was looking.
I will.
I
wanted to point out to Justin first. We have a website that's called fishfam.link, and one of our members, Liquid Zoo Only Fins, his name's Matt, and he runs that site, and it's really nice. But you're on there now, so if you want that link, if you want to come back and give that link to your followers, they don't have to click on separate links. All of your stuff is there and it's organized. So check it out when you get a chance, and see if you want Matt to change anything or add anything. So it's really, really nice. So
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, I appreciate that.
and
black rims. Somebody in the comments said that.
said
Sorry,
what?
You breed black rams?
Yeah,
yes,
that's what
he
I was going to
does.
say. Yeah, they
Yeah,
wanted you
so-
to talk about the process.
Yeah, so essentially, the issue in Australia is we have a lot of people in the industry who don't necessarily care about the quality, and basically what that results in is a lot of importing of stock that are quite cheap for the importer and for the retailers. But then obviously due to the cheap price, there's really problematic farming procedures that they use to get them to that stage as quickly as they can. And so huge problems in Australia with all these rams that are dying after a few weeks to a few months of keeping them. So when I first got into the hobby again, I wanted to get back into rams because I've always kept rams with my discus. And I thought maybe I could try breed better quality rams. And so I found a local breeder who had some decent rams, and I set out to improve the lines. So essentially just increasing the size, because a lot of our rams are really small in Australia. Increasing the color intensity, so the reds, the oranges, and obviously the blues. I wanted to really make stand out, and yeah, just overall use genetics to strengthen the genes as well. So outcrossing and intercrossing back, so that we have higher yield spawns, because a lot of the infertility issues are pretty bad. Some people end up with 2 or 3 rams at the end of their spawn after the natural fall off of the weaker fish. So we've gotten to the point now where I've managed to take dark rams that were terrible quality in the beginning and breed them and line breed them. And then I managed to do an outcross to my improved German blue rams, which resulted in some darker GBRs, recrossed them, and then line bred those. And now we have the darkest black rams I've ever seen that are massive. They're humongous fish.
Oh, nice job.
Awesome.
And really, really like solid black. Like there's no other color besides the orange ventral fins. And like they're called celestials. I got told to rename them because they're a different line now. Which have these beautiful turquoise spots in the black. And it almost looks like, you know, a celestial night. It's like just stunning. And I could not believe my eyes when we got these big ones as well. It was just amazing. So, yeah.
Wow, that sounds beautiful.
Eduardo's giving you high praise for your rams.
Thank you so much. No, it's really good. And we've I've basically sent them pretty much all over Australia. And a lot of the people who have gotten them are doing really well with them. And we're in frequent contacts with each other. We have frequent conversations, and if they ever need help, they always come to me and talk to me. And yeah, so we're actually expanding the good quality rams in Australia, which is like exactly what we set out to do in the beginning. And you know, hopefully one day we don't have to rely on those imports from a lot of those farms that are not necessarily good for our hobby, and we can rely more on local breeders. But yeah, that's the ultimate goal.
Pretty
Well,
impressive.
You have your picture.
one thing I wanted to bring up, there is a cartoon that is coming out that is going to...
Those are
Sorry.
garters.
Yeah, I saw them. They're so beautiful. I've never seen them before.
Class,
Sorry, Ed.
class.
But wait, I want to show you the shiners because they're super neat too. This is a Tristar Garter, and they've got like little dots across their top of their heads.
Wow.
I shot him last week at the Tennessee Aquarium.
Yeah.
This guy's at the Tennessee Aquarium also. He's a red darter or a red shiner, but the rainbow shiner. But look at, and they are
It's
just
almost like a trout of some sort, you
Doesn't
know?
it?
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
yeah. You would think they're just little minnows, but they actually they have a lot more colors than that too. It's awesome.
And just imagine what these fish could become with selective breeding.
Oh
I mean,
yeah.
Wow. I mean, even those darts, I mean, they're already pretty much halfway there, you know?
Oh,
So-
beautiful.
Wow.
Yep.
That's really cool. Yeah, thanks for showing me. That's really awesome.
Yeah, I do want to bring this thing up about the rams. There's this cartoon coming out that's going to rival SpongeBob and Nemo and all that. It's got the fish industry. I mean, from my suppliers, Hikari, Sun Pet, all of them going nuts. It's called Weird Waters, and it's focusing on freshwater fish. This is real interesting. I have yet to see it, but I've seen the characters. There's a couple guys involved from Disney, and they've got an electric blue ram, which is one of the main characters. Another one is a neon, and the other one is a tiger barb.
He's probably the jerk.
But I'm probably so. But even the sheriff is a betta. I mean, they've got the whole range.
Oh, that's so nice.
And I got notice from Hikari, my food distributor, that I need to stock these fish.
Yeah, because they're gonna want them.
Yeah, but
So what
now
was
I'm sitting here. Okay, these kids are faced with the choice of putting a neon, a tiger barb, and an electric blue together.
Yeah.
How is this gonna work?
Yeah.
It's gonna
What
be
was-
a nightmare for me.
What was
But-
the name of the cartoon again? Weird what?
Weird
Waters.
Waters.
Yeah, they've got you add .com to the end and you'll find it. And they're streaming
Rob,
it.
Steven said, when's it coming out?
I think it is out now. It was supposed to start February 1st.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll definitely have a look. That's awesome.
But yeah,
Yeah,
it's
there's
one
a
that
bit
can
of-
definitely change the industry a little bit, just like we saw with Nemo.
Yeah.
And even a little bit with SpongeBob. That didn't do a whole bunch, but Nemo about wiped out the natural clownfish. And, good thing is
You're
we can't
being-
wipe out the freshwater fish. Can't do that. It's kind of difficult unless you start putting chemicals in the water. Harvesting isn't going to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, luckily, clownfish, they managed to captive breed them
Yes.
quite successfully, and now they've got all sorts of different ones. So I'm glad that's.
Actually, right here in Tennessee, we have probably one of the United States only, if not few, fish exporters. They are breeders of clownfish, and I took a tour of the facility and probably saw close to 500,000 clownfish, maybe double that. And all different varieties, and they do all the breeding in factory, and do not harvest anything. And that's all I sell. Nothing comes from the ocean as far as clownfish for me.
Yeah, because haven't they also managed to captively breed yellow tangs?
Yes, they have. A few universities figured out a few years ago, and they were very secret with it. But since the ban, they have kind of spread that information out now. And some people are doing some captive breeding, but a lot of breeding is done kind of like mariculture. It's done in the ocean, literally in caged, floating bins.
I've seen that.
Because that's the best way to do it.
Yeah. Well, you couldn't mimic their natural habitat. In a tank. You couldn't do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
The reason you can't see it. They keep posting the time, and that's because I have a habit of running over, and there's a channel that's popular right after mine that we all go over to, and that's Danicon Aquatics. Now they're telling me 2 minutes. So, do you ever give tours of your fish room? Is that something, if we did a part 2, you might do? Or no pressure, no pressure asking you in front of 50 people.
We'll wait.
I don't know how good quality the footage will be, but if you guys have a look at my YouTube videos, I've pretty much done so many tours of the fish room with decent footage.
Okay.
And it's, there's also a lot of my black rams, if you haven't seen the black rams there. And yeah, there's also some footage on this tank too. So
Awesome.
some videos of being surprised by my L number plecos just throwing out 35 fry all of a sudden. I didn't even know they were breeding. So there's heaps of stuff like that. If you guys
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Definitely. And we've got all your links now, so we'll be doing that.
Thank you so much.
All right. Anything else you want to say before we conclude?
I just wanted to say thank you to all of you guys for inviting me because, it's really cool to network with everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's always good to meet new fish keepers and obviously from so many different backgrounds. It's like, really valuable but also useful. So.
Oh, you're welcome. We're glad to have you. You'll just need to come up with the Tennessee Fish Mafia name now. a Mafia type name.
Oh
So.
yeah, and I got to mention that Thunder from Down Under. Can't use that. That sounds like flatulence.
Oh, damn, that's
Okay. Uh-oh. I know, right, Susie? Thank you so much, Justin.
No, thank you guys.
so much.
Yeah.
I'm sorry we
Yeah.
don't have more time right now, but
Absolutely.
and thank you, panel, and thank you, moderators, and thanks everybody for being here. Thank you, members. So we'll see you over at Daniken's in a minute.
All right,
Bye-bye.
see you guys.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.